Thanks so much for your company. Look now at our stories. The Monetary Policy Committee of the Bank of Ghana has cut its key lending rate to commercial banks by some significant margin. It dropped the rate from 21.5% to 18% after a meeting to review developments in the economy this week. George Yafe has more.
At the Monetary Policy Committee press conference here at the headquarters of the Bank of Ghana Governor Dr. Johnson Isiama argued that the decision to cut the rate by some 350 basis points was influenced by what he describes as favorable economic outlook, and inflation also expected to slow down further to at least 4% and at most 6%.
We are following the outlook for inflation. We believe that the 350 basis points is in line with our program and also consistent with the disinflation path. But that said, it's about assessing the risks on the upside to inflation and also the risks on the balance of the risks as a result. From where we stand, we believe that the 350 basis point is enough. Remember, we've now settled, very well within the target band, and we will be observing these going forward. If there's the need for the committee to take any additional policy measure, that will be done. But from where we are currently, right now, we believe that the 350 basis point is very much in line with the disinflation program.
But if you listen to the governor's comment pre-MPC, during the MPC and even now, it gives us some strong indications that the economy is doing quite well and the outlook is quite favorable. So why couldn't they go more than that 350 basis points? This is what the governor of the Bank of Ghana had to say.
I remember what we said at the last policy meeting. We are following the outlook for inflation. We believe that the 350 basis points is in line with our program and also consistent with the disinflation path. But that said, it's about assessing the risks on the upside to inflation and also the risks on the balance of the risks as a result. From where we stand, we believe that the 350 basis point is enough. Remember, we've now settled, very well within the target band, and we will be observing these going forward. If there's the need for the committee to take any additional policy measure, that will be done.
So is the plan to still hedge the price of gold on the table? This is what the governor of the Bank of Ghana had to say.
Yes, we mentioned the hedging program some time ago as one of the ways to stem the vulnerabilities as we see them. However, the approach for now is to rebalance our portfolios, and that is what we are actively doing now. We have different components of our portfolio. We are rebalancing those ones. And so we are sure once we rebalance properly, there may be less of a need, for hedging. We haven't completely abandoned it. We are only doing the rebalancing first, and then we'll assess the scope.
Let's look at the Ghana cedi. Well, it's fairly stable now, but that has been influenced by some strong commodity prices in terms of gold and cocoa. So are we assured that the outlook is indeed favorable? What if tomorrow the price of gold starts dropping? Well, the governor believes that they've built some strong reserves to try and deal with the challenge.
Reserve accumulation, reserve build-up, right? FX intermediation, very little by way of, even if we have to stem excessive volatility, that's the approach.
The governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Johnson Isiama, gave the assurance that the Monetary Policy Committee of the Bank of Ghana stands ready to move in and take decisive actions if the external environment doesn't favor the local economy. He also announced that they are reviewing their open market operations bills to a more of a shorter term when it comes to giving them a more flexible opportunity to drive money liquidity on the market. From the headquarters of the Bank of Ghana here in Accra, this is George Yafe reporting for Joy Business.
We want to see how long at the central bank because the banking sector is still showing signs of strong recovery and resilience. The following report has more. Data from the Bank of Ghana shows that total assets of commercial banks increased significantly to hit 423 billion Ghana cedis in October. Deposits also shot up over the past 12 months to reach 302 billion cedis. Non-performing loans, which have been a major challenge for the Bank of Ghana, also went down marginally from October last year to the new levels of 19.5%. The data put some clean bill of health on the banking sector in the first 10 months of this year. This is still Business Life. We have the Joy Businessman for you after this break. And to some other stories we have for you. Policy lead at Africa Center for Energy Policy, Kojo Yauche, is pushing for a stronger local content regime in Ghana's oil and mining industries. Now, he tells Joy Business that deepening local participation is critical to securing long-term value for the country's natural resources.
And look at it into the future, that is, the returns are going to offset the sacrifices that you are making today, and that may not be significantly as hampering today as you would see the expected returns that are coming in terms of royalty and all of those things. So the jury is still out there on how well. So what we are expecting is that, I mean, these concessions are not made just in a vacuum. We are expecting that it will bring in the businesses. Once they bring in the businesses, you are expecting some level of local content and all of those things. So let's ensure that we are able to track that the businesses that enjoy these concessions, right, how are they performing on their side of the bargain, the contract, to ensure that we are getting the value for which we are making the concessions for them. And that is important. We've not been able to do that. Even if you look at the tax waivers that we give, we've not been able to track to see have the waivers resulted in low cost of production, and whether that low cost of production has translated into low cost of the products and the services that these businesses have been granted here.
That's it for Business Life. I am Pius Kojobaka.